What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Some commentary for you. If you only watch one video all the way through, you only share one video, I would respectfully ask that you make this the one. Because I honestly thought this was just going to kind of be a fun video that we could enjoy. But what it turned into was probably the best example I could ever show at how Madden is broken on every single level of simulation football. And for somebody right now that's kind of getting slick dissed on the EA podcasts or whatever they're doing, I find it humorous that they make it personal. I mean, they should take it personally. I mean, this is their game, and I'm showing them what it's capable of. And if I was involved in this game, it would infuriate me. But I wouldn't make it personal. But to each his own, I suppose. So let's get back to how I thought this was going to be a fun video, because we learned something in the NFL today. We actually had an example in the NFL that we rarely, if ever, get to see. I joked in the video where I was giving away the Colts and Bills tickets. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to enter to get them. That the Bills did something fairly rare. They benched Tyrod Taylor, their starter, in their playoff run, and they put in Nate Peterman. And I joked that that's the sign of an unprepared team. And I don't have anything against Nate Peterman or Tyrod Taylor. They're obviously both very good quarterbacks. But we saw today what happens when a quarterback that is not prepared for the speed, for the adjustments, and for the power of an NFL defense gets in the game. Even with a full week of game planning. This guy threw 5 interceptions and 14 passes. So what I thought we would do is put him in for the first half of this game with the 15-minute quarters and see what the results were. And after the first half, just like in real life, we would jump back out for the most part, replace him with Tyrod Taylor, and see how the rest of the game went. And I foolishly expected to see simulation results. Now, I'm not going to be naive enough to sit here and say that I thought he was going to throw 5 interceptions and 14 passes. I don't think any of us in real life expected that type of fault. But I did expect a couple things to happen. I expected a game plan to be stuck to, and I expected to see realistic results. That's why I went with the 15-minute quarters to begin with. When I look at these stats, personally, I'm floored. Tyrod Taylor has 1 completion on 5 attempts and an interception. Peterman has 11 completions on 16 attempts. When you go to rushing, they both actually rush the ball. But receiving, you mean to tell me that we switch quarterbacks at halftime and not one receiver drops a pass? That is astonishing to me. I've seen some of the greatest quarterbacks in the game play, and they've had receivers drop passes. But in this game, I put in 2 average quarterbacks, or maybe even above average in Tyrod Taylor's case, and there's no drops. We don't see a distinct difference in rushing. I find it strange that Nate Peterman would come in and rush the ball. Tyrod Taylor didn't do that as much. But most importantly, the game planning is what stuck out to me the most. And this is where I'd love to have somebody defend this game. I'm going to show you at the end the full replay so you can go back and look for yourself. From my count, in the first quarter, the Bills rushed the ball 8 times and they passed the ball 8 times. In the second quarter, they rushed the ball 9 times and they passed the ball 8 times. Now, they were down 17 points at halftime. In the third quarter, they rushed the ball 7 times. They passed the ball twice. And here's the big one. In the fourth quarter, they run the ball once. They passed the ball 3 times. In an entire quarter of play, they had 4 offensive plays. In 15-minute quarters, they had 4 plays. Accelerated clock or not, I can't remember the last time I saw a team come out and have 4 offensive plays for an entire quarter. I also can't remember the time that a team was down more than 2 touchdowns and elected to come out and run the ball 8 times against passing it 5 times. Especially when they ran the ball more in the first quarter and in the second quarter than they did in the third quarter and fourth quarter combined. That's not simulation football. These aren't simulation results. And like I said, what I thought was going to kind of be a fun little thing to joke around with turned into something that, in my opinion, really shows all the faults of this game. And to be honest, as gamers, I think we need some rationale and some reasons why a game fails this way, faults this way, fails to simulate football this way. Love to know your thoughts on this. I appreciate you checking it out. I'll be back in the week with more commentary.